Brian is, somebody that we really targeted in the early part of January. He's a transfer junior college offensive lineman who we're going to play at offensive tackle to hopefully help solidify the graduation of Lawrence Lavelle. Brian comes in here with 2 years of eligibility remaining and, already matured in the weight room and is already matured as a college student. Philip falls in the same category as Brian. He's a junior college transfer with 2 years of eligibility left. Once again, he was a center at the junior college level. He will play the guard position for us here at Stony Brook. And once again, weight room is a plus of his, and certainly tenacity and aggressiveness. Ian Solomon, a local kid from New Rochelle High School in New York. We had a summer camp, and we really like his ability. He's a 6'2", 320-pound offensive lineman who has great potential. Comes from one of the premier programs in New York State. Scott is somebody we're extremely excited about. There's not very often here at Stony Brook we're able to recruit a 6'6", 320-pound kid that's athletic. We bring him in from the state of Texas, which is tremendous football, and we're really excited about Scott's athleticism and potential here. Brett ARCE is another junior college transfer, but he has 3 years of eligibility remaining. Brett's a big body who will help enhance our run game as we move forward, but also, athletically can stretch the field. He's a junior college basketball player, and he plays the 2 guard and actually leads his team in assists. So I think the combination of his size at 6'4", 250-ish, and his athleticism will be a great addition to our program. Michael grabbed our eye. I'm not so sure we're in the market of taking a quarterback who wasn't a freshman, but Michael grabbed our eye from Santa Ana Community College. Michael has 3 years of eligibility remaining. He's got a strong arm, very good feet, and really like his, probably the most important part of his game right now is I really like his personality and his knowledge of the game. Eddie's somebody that we got on late in the process, and we're real fortunate to have landed Eddie into Stony Brook. He's the runner that Stony Brook offense will have success with. He's got a low center of gravity. He's allows himself to take very few hits. He may not have the breakaway speed, but he will put a licking on defensive backs. POLO, who's a local kid from Long Island here, who's more of a speed kid. Certainly a kid that will be able to get out of the backfield, catch some balls, and stretch the field for us. graduation of Dwayne Ely and Lionel Suggs, we wanted to bring in an older kid at the mid-year, so Cameron Hall, who's a 6'4.5", 205-pound wide receiver from junior college out in the LA area, Orange County Community College. Cameron caught 57 balls last year, and we think he's game ready to help us immediately. Miles is a Los Angeles wide receiver for us, maybe the best athlete we're recruiting in this class from a standpoint of his ability with the ball in his hand. Can change the field position at any point, and he's the guy that we're looking for to help us for the future. Chris McMillan, another local kid from the New York City area. Chris McMillan's a 6'5" wide receiver. As you can tell from Cameron and Chris, we're trying to get a little taller out there. Chris is raw, but has great potential, and I'll look forward to working with Chris in the future. Major Mobley is, we took him as an athlete. He was a quarterback at Cherokee High School down in South Jersey, but he's an athletic quarterback. We saw him do things with the ball in his hand that we know can help us as a wide receiver in our screen package, be able to get the ball to him and special teams as a returner. He's also played some corner and could find himself there at some point in his career. Alex is an interesting get for us. He's a little older. He started at another 4-year institution, never matriculated, did a little bit of junior college work, but he's got 4 years of eligibility. He joined us in January. Alex is a 6'2", 250-pound kid that brings a little bit more maturity, and he's got 4 years of eligibility, so we're excited about that. Frank Conti's a local boy from the area here, played at Nassau Community College for 2 years. Frank is an intense individual who I think with the graduation of 5 defensive linemen hopefully can help us immediately and have impact on our program. Julio is somebody that we've recruited for a long time. We were in very stiff competition, and I'm really proud of him for making the decision to choose Stony Brook. And I think he will help us put Stony Brook on the map. He'll be a kid that should have immediate impact on the program. He's from the Jersey area and certainly brings a huge amount of potential. Eli, California, defensive lineman, 6'5" kid, 240 pounds, was a top-rated defensive end as Julio was as a nose tackle, so we feel we got the 2 kids we needed to help build the program. Eli will be a huge component of our program in years to come. Kenny from Long Beach Poly in California, maybe the premier program in high school football in the country. Kenny, brings to him something that we will hopefully take advantage of. His attitude and his desire. Kenny's a 5'10" kid, 230-pound weight-lifted kid who can play the inside linebacker position immediately. Casey may come from another premier program down in Florida, Armwood, where we've been fortunate enough to have other boys. Casey's a coach's son, plays that way. He's got a tremendous amount of instincts and athleticism, and will be a great addition to our program. Philadelphia City player who once again possesses at 6'2", 220 pounds, the potential to be a outside rusher as a linebacker. He's got coverage ability as he played wide receiver for them at that size. He's also a terrific long snapper. Greg Richardson comes from us from Bridgeton Academy, where our quarterback Dane Hoffman and our running back Eddie Gowans has come from, and Craig joined us in January, so he's once again one of those rare freshmen you get in the mid-year. Craig is already weight trained at 6'1½", 235 pounds, and we're hoping for Craig to help us in the two deep immediately. Rich comes from a great program in New London in Connecticut, with Jack Cosgrove being his head coach. Rich is a two-way player. Rich is a 5'8" kid, 185-pound weight trained, rushed for 200 yards a game there, played linebacker. Rich is one of the more competitive people that I've ever met at the college level as far as his intensity and his desire to be successful. About Taj. When I first met him, I knew we were getting a person who has tremendous character to go along with his tremendous athleticism. He's a true corner coverage kid who will certainly come in here and be able to compete early in his career. We had a chance to see Drew at our camp here this summer, and kick and punt for us, and kickoff and field goals and extra points, and we were impressed with Drew that we offered him that day. Drew came up for a visit during the season, and he was an early commit for us, and we think we're getting a quality person to help fill the graduation of Luke Gaddis along with the other guys in our program. Michael is a brother of two famous athletes here at Stony Brook, a football player and a basketball player. And Michael is 6'8", 350-pound offensive lineman. He joined us in January after spending some time at a junior college this past fall, and I'm just taking some classes. Michael's a tremendous athlete at that side, comes from great genes. Certainly he's still learning the game, and he's one of those types of kids that, with a redshirt year, being here in January, will have the opportunity to be successful in this program. Yeah, Matt will be a transfer to us. Matt's brother, Chris, was obviously a starting safety for us for 2 years. Matt's a tremendous talent. He led the state of Florida in punt returns as a senior. He's a talented wide receiver who brings the physical commodities along with the ability to run and do some things with the ball in his hands. So we're excited about continuing the BREVI tradition here at Stony Brook. TYREE comes from the Los Angeles area out in California. TYREE's a 6'1", 185-pound true cover corner. Really talented, skill related, and once again enjoining Marcus Graves, who is his teammate, and Miles Campbell, who's his teammate. We have the opportunity to get 3 kids from the same high school and a quality program. Peace is from the Salisbury School in Connecticut, but is born and raised in Staten Island. We're excited about getting Peace into our program and joining us. We've recruited Peace for over the course of this year, and we're really excited about his abilities that he can add. He's a running back, strong safety, and I think he'll add some athleticism and toughness to our program.